we left off talking about the top 25 shooting guards in the league, according to Hoop Type. And we found eventually where the Kings shooting guards were. Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter. Malik at 22, Kevin Huerter at 21. Then we decided to go down and say, all right, who's ahead of these two? And we went down the list. You've got KCP at 20. You've got Norman Powell at 19. You've got Jordan Clarkson at 18. You've got Jordan Poole at 17. You've got Jalen Williams in OKC at 16. Anthony Simons at 15. And then we just can't get past 14. Austin Reaves, Captain America, Austin Reaves at 14. Come on, man. Come on, man.
I'm so confused. I am. I mean, like, look, he was really good in as he got deeper in the playoffs. Like in the Western Conference Finals, he averaged 21.3 points.
That's pretty good.
3.5 rebounds, 5.3 assists. He was really good. He shot 56% from three. He's also playing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So, he was really good. But if you look at his first round, 16.5, his second round, 14.3.
Pedestrian.
Malik Monk averaged 19 a game in the playoffs.
Well, that's the question me and Jesse were asking during the break, because you talked about, because Jesse said, Austin Reed was balling in the playoffs. He's absolutely balling for sure.
He was. Yeah.
But I asked the question to Jesse. I got something stuck in my throat.
This is like the fifth time you've almost died on the show.
I don't know what's going on.
What is happening?
It's like a little dust or something that just won't go away. But I asked Jesse, I said, who had a better playoffs, Malik Monk or Austin Reaves? Not completely fair, because Austin Reaves had to deal with more games because his team went further. But Jesse, you said,
I looked at the numbers. I don't think there was one who was much better. They were pretty similar as far as their numbers. I think Monk had more points and stuff like that, but Reaves, their 3-point percentage was better. They were pretty much the same.
Yeah, just overall, there is a lot of love for Austin Reaves going on right now, and I mean, he's a guy who's he's going into his third year. But he's 25 years old. I mean, he's 90 days younger than Malik Monk. So, but Monk's got 5 years in the league, and he's entering his third. And I want to look at some sort of measure where, even per 36, you got Austin Reaves on the season at 16.3, 4.2 assists.
Kevin Huerter put that up in regular minutes, damn near.
Malik Monk 21.8 and 6.2 assists. There's really not that much. Is he a better shooter than Malik Monk? Yeah, but we're talking about a player who is very comparable to what we've seen from Kevin Huerter.
Yeah. And Jesse brought up a good point, because I said Jordan Clarkson. I was going down the list, and we talked about KCP. We think that Monk is better than those. Both of the guys are better than KCP, and Norman Powell's an interesting one. I think Norman Powell's actually pretty good.
KCP's a good player. I think he's a player that you look at. He's a guy that is on winning teams. I mean, he's a guy that can impact winning. He plays both ways. He's gritty. He's tough. He hits his open shots. He doesn't do a lot of extra and get in the way. But again, KCP, he averaged 10.8 points per game.
Yeah, I don't think he's better than Malik Monk. I agree with you, Jesse. I don't think he's better. I'm not sure he's better than Kevin Huerter, but I mean, he does. This is where you look at total game. He's a better defender than both of them.
Oh yeah, he's a better defender for sure.
And way more impactful on the defensive end. So maybe you give him the nod there. But then we talk about Jordan Clarkson, and I don't think we talk about the Kings and Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter. Austin Reaves is better than Jordan Clarkson. What's he doing ahead of Jordan Clarkson?
I think we're sleeping on Reaves a little bit, just a little bit, because he was good in the regular season. He elevated himself in the playoffs. He gets that Lakers rub, no doubt. But I think I might be the villain here. I would take Austin Reaves over Kevin Huerter.
He was good. He was okay in the regular season. I mean,
that's not I'll tell you this. That's not the craziest thing, Jesse. I understand what you're saying. I get you.
I'm putting
Is he 8 spots better than Kevin Huerter?
That's debatable. But I'd take him over Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Poole, I think, is where I'd probably think more about it and stuff like that. But Reaves is a good player.
I wouldn't take him.
I'm putting a lot of stock in his playoffs, though. I will admit that.
He should be closer to Huerter's 21 than he is 14. I think Clarkson is better. I think Jordan Poole is better. Who else is on the list? Norman Powell. I think Norman Powell's better.
I
And-
think you have to do it for more than part of one season
Mm,
and in the playoffs. Like
fair.
for me, that's where I don't know, what is Austin Reaves like? Could he be a really good player? Yeah, but he was not in the regular season last year. He averaged 13 points a game.
mm,
And like nothing else. Like he averaged 3 rebounds, he averaged 3.4 assists. Even if you look at Kentavious Caldwell Pope, while he's a better defender,
mhm,
he doesn't rebound. He doesn't pass the ball at all. He's not a secondary playmaker at all,
mhm.
and he's a bad rebounder. So like Monk and Herter are both better rebounders. He's a better overall defender. But yeah, those are tough. Even he's never averaged 15 points a game like Herter did this last season.
And Jesse brought up a good point as well. When you talk about playmaking, I always said I think that's an underrated part of Malik Monk's game. I think when you talk about playmaking for others,
Mhm.
his ability to pass, I think he doesn't get credit for what he's able to do with passing the ball. And him and Domas had some good synergy in the pick and roll a lot of the times when they played together. Even when he had Fox out there, the connection they had and the way Malik would be able to create for Fox to get open shots. I think that's an underrated part of his game.
Malik's going to stay like in that 20, 22 range and stuff like that, just because of how limited he is with his minutes on the Kings as far as just being a 6-man and stuff like that. I think if he had maybe a little bit more of a role, you probably see his game expand a little bit more. Like he's really good, I feel.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Like Malik and Jordan Poole, I think they're similar players. Like I'm surprised that Jordan Poole's that much further, just because he averaged 20 points a game or whatever he averaged. But he's more of a scorer than a shooter. He only shot 33.6% from three. I think that's right around where Monk was on the season too. Monk has 35.6 from three. For Monk, right around 36%. Like Jordan Poole was just in a situation where he was allowed to just be a pure scorer coming off the bench and not have to do anything else.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do anything else. I think Monk's a better defender. I think he's a better playmaker. Like overall, like I have a tough time. Like Jordan Poole, Malik Monk is who people think Jordan Poole is, like a lot of the time, like, especially in the playoffs. Like I just thought to myself, like Malik Monk is a much better player.
That Malik, the love I have for his game, it goes way back to when I first saw him in Kentucky. And I just always wondered what he could be in this league. Like I think he found like maybe the perfect role here in Sacramento, being a guy off the bench, a 6-man, somebody who finishes games from time to time. I think that's a perfect role for him. But I always wonder, what could he do with his own team? What could he do if he went to Washington like Jordan Poole did? 20, 21 points a game.
Yeah.
I think he has that type of ability, given that. And I think, as you or Jesse, I'm forgetting, said that Jordan Clarkson is about the same as Malik. He just has more opportunity. Like he's got more green light every time he's out there than Malik does. And I think that's accurate.
Well, I think Malik is so slow to start his career too. Like he wastes 3 years in Charlotte, just a mess. And, but who isn't in Charlotte?
Yeah.
I mean, look at Book Night, same exact thing. We're talking about guys who are drafted right around at both of them are top number 11 picks, right? And they just nothing happens there in Charlotte. So it's tough to pin that on him, but it kind of feels like what we can talk about with Sacramento for years, where the Kings never were able to develop a lot of players. I mean, look at all of these players we talk about.
Yeah.
It's like De'Aaron Fox's last man standing. They weren't able to develop any of these guys. So at this point, you hope that they've changed that their mentality is different with bringing along young players. But I think we need to let Malik Monk have another year in Sacramento where he's allowed to grow into this role that he's as a like super six. And I think we'll see him excel even further. Like I think again, he can average 15 points a game. If you were to drop him on a team where he's running his own team, if he's averaging 20 something a game, I'm not sure that team is great, but like he can do that. Like his best role is, I believe, what you're saying, as a 6-man.
You guys think he could be the third highest scorer on the team this season? You think it's possible?
Yeah, I'll say the same thing I did last year.
Yeah, I think he has the ability to. I don't know if he'll get the shots. I think he can. Like he's able to, and I think they'd be fine as a team if he did. But I just don't know if he's going to get the shots. Well, oddly enough, there were times when Malik got like 6 shots in a game or something like that. Like you think about your top 6 men, your Lou Williams and even Jordan Clarkson. When they get in the game, they're getting 15 shots up in the game, regardless of what's going on. Anywhere between 15 to 22 shots up in the game. Malik had some where you go back and you see, oh man, he was 2 of 5 in this game. Like what?
Yeah.
Shots. So
I mean, there were a lot of games where he struggled too. So like he's got to iron it out. We've talked about that. The highs and lows of the season, he's got to iron it out and become more consistent.
Yeah.
But I think it's a perfect role. And like to your question, Jesse, I think Keegan Murray has like the opportunity to be the 3rd leading scorer on the team this year. I think Harrison Barnes could still be the 3rd leading scorer. I think that Kevin Huerter could repeat as the 3rd leading scorer. That's the way this team is built. It's not a selfish team. It's not about it's not about like personal like accolades. It's about finding a team that works and that succeeds.
Yeah, for sure. You're listening to ESPN 1320 KIFM West Sacramento and Odyssey Station. D'Lo and KC. Brought to you by Sky River Casino. James Ham rocking with me all week this week. We've had a good time already, man. And we got things coming up Thursday and Friday. It's going to still be crazy. Like
Busy.
It's going to be some good stuff, though, man. I can't wait to see what happens for the rest of the week. I guess we should finish out the list. It shouldn't stop at Austin Reaves.
No.
It's kind of, and Jesse brought it up, and I agree. And I continue to say this. Austin Reaves isn't a bad player. I like Austin Reaves' game.
Yeah,
I like his game a lot. I just think people jumping out the window a little bit, but I like his game.
Yeah, I'm just confused how he's on Team USA and like
Team USA.
Like he's not even like a select team player. We've been like, okay, but I'm just like, there's so many things where you're like, okay, what did we miss? When did we miss that he elevated to superstar?
I was backing him up in this segment. He does not belong on Team USA. I won't go that far.
If the Lakers lose in the second round of the playoffs, is Austin Reaves on Team USA?
Absolutely not.
So that makes it even crazier that he's on Team USA. If they would have went one fewer round, he probably wouldn't be on there. But hey, it got to that Western Conference Finals. Got to put Austin Reaves on there.
I know there's like the Christian Leitners and all that, but Austin Reaves might be like the craziest name to put on Team USA of all time. Unless like you think like maybe Michael Redd or something like that.
Oh, see, that's our young boy talking right there, because Michael Redd.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm not saying like him specifically, unless you think like something like that or whatever.
Well, there's somebody else on the team this year. I ain't gonna say it because I don't need him coming after me.
Say it. Oh, you want Bobby Portis to punch you in the face?
I didn't say. I didn't say it.
Bobby Portis now coming for you.